Let me say this. I had both of my kids at a nice birthing center here in Houston for free. Okay? And let me show you how you can do the same thing. Just stick around to the end of this video and trust me, you will find out.
He want the scoop, she want the tea. He want the scoop, she want the tea.
God, I'm so cute. Okay, wait. Shout out to the Gemini. It's Gemini season. Okay, guys. Hi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kiera Chanel.
Click on now.
That's y'all say. He said, what's good? Bringing y'all a new series on my channel. It's going to be my mom series because I was wondering to myself, like, what can I talk about that I know about and that I can, like, talk about for, like, 30 minutes that I feel like I have a lot of experience in. Now, I went from being a teacher for 10, 11 years to pre-K up until they get ready to go to elementary, which is kindergarten. Now, I'm a mom of not one, but 2 kids. So, I wanted to bring you guys a new series, and I hope that you guys love this series. I'm a young mom. I just made 30 on 6/1.
Happy birthday!
Season. And I wanted to give y'all some tips, tricks, and tools to use for the young moms that are coming up who may or may not have a big sister. You may or may not have a mom, or auntie, or grandma, or a woman in your life to give you the things that I needed. And let's see what this series is gonna be about, and let's see where it's gonna take us. Yes. First things first. I am a natural birth mom, which means that I had both of my children naturally. I didn't have any type of medication or an epidural or a C-section. I pushed both of my children out straight like that. This is not to down any other moms who had a C-section, or you couldn't have a natural birth, or maybe, you know, you were deemed as high risk. This is no shade or nothing negative towards them. This is not any of that. I'm just speaking on my experience and my experience only. And I want to give you guys some insight if you guys are thinking about having a natural birth, girl, because it's totally an option. As long as your doctor don't deem you as a high risk, you can do it. And trust me, I thought I couldn't do it. I had to think about it, like, what about all the moms that came centuries before us, before Western medicine was a thing, having babies like in the field, you know? Or your cousin would come over, your auntie would come over and help you deliver your baby. So we didn't have much of a choice then. So if they can do it, I can do it. That was my mindset. It's my birth story. Oh my god, this is my first time telling my story, so let's get into it. Let me say this. I had both of my kids at a nice birthing center here in Houston for free. Okay? And let me show you how you can do the same thing. Just stick around to the end of this video and trust me, you will find out. So, Mother's Day 2021, I told my mom I'm gonna be pregnant. Well, I'm pregnant. And I was super, like, shook. But I shouldn't have been shook because I was shaking it, okay? Ended up getting on Medicaid because I was not working at that time. I had just gotten into an accident. Let me know if you want me to talk about that, because that was a major shift in my life. It was in 2021, February 14th, when Texas had the winter freeze. Yeah, I had a brand new car, got the car totaled in a 5-car pileup. So let me know if y'all want to know that story. Probably tell y'all anyway. I was getting on Medicaid because my mom was like, hey, you're not working, you should apply for Medicaid. And that is like one of my #1 things I want to tell you guys. Like, if you can apply for Medicaid, apply for all the resources you can. Hopefully these things are still available by the time you see this video, because with the way that things are going, Project 2025 is trying to get that up out of there. So let's vote the correct way. I don't even know about politics or anything like that. I don't talk about that much, but we can talk about it if y'all want to talk about it. I'll listen and learn, but I don't know too much about that. When I applied for Medicaid, I originally got on to Texas Children because I'm a Texas Children baby and my mom worked for them for like 14, 15 years. My original plan to go with what you know. I called Texas 211, I called Medicaid, I'm talking on the phone to them. And this is another thing, you can't be afraid to get on the phone, honey, especially when you're trying to get something paid for. Get on that phone, dial 211 and get it popped, and have you a pen and a notebook so you can write down who you talk to, what time you talk to them, what they said, or if they give you some other resources, another phone number to call so you can know who you need to call if you got to call somebody else. So I was on the phone with Texas Children and I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about I want to have a water birth. Like, that was the main thing on my mind. I want to have a water birth. And I asked Texas Children, do you guys cover water births? And they was like, no, we don't cover water births. And I was like, well, who does? And they was like, United Healthcare. And I was like, okay, I need to switch to United Healthcare. That's like, oh, well, that's going to take about 30 to 60 days. They got to get it all in the system, blah, 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 blah. But good thing I started asking questions at the beginning of my pregnancy. Like, it was literally still May when I found out. So I went through the process of whatever they needed to switch over to United Healthcare. I got my new card in the mail. And from there, I started looking up on the internet free birthing centers, Medicaid covered birthing centers. I started just calling Houston birthing centers. It's not a lot of them, so it wasn't a lot of work. But I called everyone and it was like, no, we don't do it, we don't do it. And finally, I landed on the one, which is North Houston Birthing Center, and I love them. 10 out of 10, I recommend. North Houston Birthing Center is where I had both of my children. I'm going to give y'all a tour. Actually, I'm going to call up there and talk to Kathy and see if I can take a tour so I can give you guys how the experience would be if you wanted to go and have a water birth. Ooh, would you guys like that? North Houston Birthing Center. They were like, hey, yes, you can come. This is our location. Let's set everything up. They sent me like the paperwork online so I could do my paperwork. I'm one of those people, like, I'll ask them like, hey, can you send me the new patient paperwork via email or via text message so I can go ahead and take care of that? So when I get there, I don't want to be sitting in the office lobby for 30 minutes trying to get paperwork done when I could have did this before I came. I just want to show y'all my ID and my insurance card and then wait. I don't want to have to do a whole lot of stuff. And so they made the application process super easy. The girls were super sweet, and I got there and I took care of that. Kathy saw me, and at first I was only going once a month because you're still in the early stages of your pregnancy, so you're not gonna go to the doctor as much until you get like 35, 38, 30 plus weeks. Then you're gonna start going every week, and it's a commitment. Oh, you gotta check on that baby. So I love North Houston Birthing Center because they had a lot of different things. They always have free stuff. Check out this video because I talk about it a little bit in that video, but I'm gonna do a different video where I go super in-depth on everything that they provide, okay? But this is my birthing story. So my son, I had my son December 19th. I was in labor for 19 hours. This is how my labor started. So my mom came down to spend some time with me because I'm about to go in labor and she needed to be there for when I went into labor. And she's making all these jokes and everything. We're going out to Walmart, and I was supposed to be going there to get some towels and a trash can because my trash can in my new apartment was too small, so I was getting a bigger trash can. And girl, she had me walking all the way down to the garden center. Oh, I like this, look at this. She was tricking me. trying to move my baby down. Had me walking all around, and I didn't feel like eating. That's what I remember. After we shopped at Walmart, we got in the car, and I just did not feel like eating. And I love to eat. So we stopped by Wendy's. We got the 4 for $4, and I remember giving all I wanted was the drink. I gave my fries away. I gave like the burger away, and my nephew the nuggets, and I didn't eat nothing. And that was the beginning of me going into labor. And I did not know. So I didn't want my food. And my mom like, okay, we're done eating. Let's go to the park. We making laps around the park while we talking. I'm just wiggling that baby down, wiggling that baby down. And he was already head down. So this is like, he about to come. I don't know it. So we getting ready to go home, and I'm just feeling so like sick. Like I literally was about to cry. So I did cry. I got home, and I just wanted to go to bed. And I probably slept like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And my family was still there just laughing, playing Uno in the living room. So I'm glad that they stuck around. So I wasn't feeling too good, and my mom ended up leaving, and my brother left too. And we went to sleep. And this is like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just like, ooh, I'm just feeling like going into labor and having contractions feels like period cramps, but on team. These are period cramps, but period cramps that you ain't never felt before. So I was having some sharp pains, and this wasn't Braxton Hicks. This was the real deal. Braxton Hicks is what you get during your pregnancy that feel like contractions, but they just kind of like getting you ready for the real deal. See, your body is a smart machine. It will prepare you for labor before labor. So I was dealing with the real thing. Okay, baby. Hold on. Oh, see? Oh. Mommy do this.
Learning for the future century.
Here you go. Come on.
Hello, I'm Amy the giraffe. Welcome to
I'm gonna cut it down, okay? Because mommy's recording.
Schooled.
I knew he was gonna come in here. So I did not feel like eating. I was feeling sick. I went to sleep. It's 3 a.m. and I'm just feeling the worst. I go in the bathroom. My boyfriend is asleep. I go in the bathroom and I close the door, and I'm on the toilet because for some reason I just felt like I wanted to get on the toilet. I'm sitting down on the toilet, and I'm like, oh man, I feel like I gotta go, but I cannot. So that's your body telling you, like, this intuition thing, like getting you ready, bracing you to have this baby. So I'm in the bathroom like, oh. And my boyfriend in the bathroom, he's like, what's going on? Are you okay? First of all, that was so cute because I really wasn't expecting him to even get up because I thought I was being quiet. But he come and he check on me, and I'm like, oh, something going on. I don't know. I think it's happening. And there was like a little tricklet of blood in the toilet. My cervix was opening. And I'll put like a little picture, TMI. That was the beginning of my labor, and from there I just kept getting in the tub. I wanted to be in the tub, and I was just like roasting myself like a rotisserie chicken in the tub. Water wasn't too hot, but it was warm enough where I could, get comfortable, because for me, once that water covered my belly and I was laying on my side, I could go to sleep. I was like, okay, I'm good. I can do this. But once I came up out of that water, or the water started cooling off, I was like, oh, nah. So my sister-in-law came over. Her fiance came. They was like timing my contractions and stuff. And we were like a team. Girl, we got in the car. We went to the birthing center 3 times. So I went to the birthing center. Every time I went to the birthing center, I was calling, speaking to somebody like, hey, this is what's going on. What do you think? They're like, if you want to come in, you can come in. But I was going, and they were sending me back home because I guess I wasn't dilated enough. See, that's why I use Nova Magic, because Nova Magic don't do that. And I kept going back home. The third time I went back home, I tried to stick it out as long as I can. The neighbors was getting all excited. They was like making cards and stuff because they saw me go through my whole pregnancy, getting big and everything. Finally, we on the way to the birthing center, and we in traffic. And I mean, when I tell you, I was turned around in the passenger seat, like with my butt towards the windshield, and oh my god, I was in so much pain. But we finally made it to the birthing center, and we was there for the longest. They was like, okay, y'all just stay. I did have a bag and everything together, and I can like make a separate video about what to put in your bag. That's so cute. I would do that. So I get to the birthing center, and everything is just like coming down on me, and I still don't know what it is to this day. Maybe they can explain it to me when I get there. But they gave me like a up my nose, like a allergy type medicine, like in a pump up my nose, and it just made me like so sleepy. I've talked to other moms. No other mom knows what the heck I'm talking about, so I'll try to ask them, what did y'all give me? It's been, the baby about to be 3. Out of those 19 hours, we probably there was 11 hours. For real, for real. My baby ended up being born at 11:50. And he was not born in the water the way I wanted him to be. I ended up having him on my back. Not the way I wanted to. For a first time mom, I will say this. The ladies are not gonna stay in the room with you as long as you think that they will. Like the whole time, they're gonna come in there and check and be checking on the baby, checking on you, making sure you're straight, giving you something to drink, and making sure you stay hydrated, because that's a big part of labor. You'll find out why it's called labor, because you're gonna be putting in that work. Okay. They was making sure I stay hydrated. I had my own drinks. I had my own snacks. And that's another thing about going to a birthing center, because when you go to a hospital, they tell you that you can't eat, or you can only have ice chips or whatever, blah, blah, blah. When you're at that birthing center, you are in charge. You eat if you want to. You drink if you want to. You sleep if you want to. But, you know, the main goal is to make sure your mama's comfortable and that baby is comfortable and healthy and safe and getting that baby out. My baby at 11:50 finally came on out of there, and it's not a feeling that can ever match having a baby. I had a baby twice, and the second time when I had my daughter, I was still in awe of that same feeling of delivering. Like, I had a baby. Like, what? It was so crazy. My first experience was kind of scary because, like I said, the ladies weren't in there as much as I thought they should have been, but there wasn't much that they could do for me because it's between you and God. You know, you having a baby, so all they can do is just monitor you, monitor the baby, and the rest is on you, ma. So, good thing I did have a doula, JOANNA. I'll link her stuff. I love her so much. She helped me through both of my births. I didn't see her as much my second time around, but she was very hands-on my first pregnancy. She comes to the birthing center too. She does classes. She talks with you. And then, like, she got that vibe, like, she feels like she's known you forever. I don't know if it's just me and her because I love her so much and she loves me, but she just gives you that vibe like you've known her forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all just comfortable with each other. So shout out to JOANNA. I love you, girl. So that was pretty long for my son. But I mean, he was 19 hours. So of course it was gonna be a lot of work, a lot of storytelling in that story. Now for my daughter, she was ready, okay? So for my daughter, I remember calling JOANNA on November 1st, like, this baby, she's not coming. She's been head down. I want her to come today, November 1st, because my birthday is June 1st, and she's not coming out, and what can I do to induce my pregnancy? And she's like, just relax. She really put it in a spiritual perspective for me. She was like, maybe there's something that you need to be doing or you need to be taking care of before she gets here, which is why she hasn't came yet. Excuse me. that made a lot of sense to me, because naturally when you're pregnant, you will start doing this thing. You'll start doing this thing called nesting. And it's basically when you get that, you're preparing for your baby to come. You start setting up the nursery, you're getting the Pampers out, you're getting the first week of outfits out, and the toys, and the crib, and the bassinet. And I even was getting down on my hands and knees and cleaning like the baseboards of my house. I was wiping the walls, wiping door handles and doors off, and it's just changing the air filter, which I need to do again because it's a new month. And just preparing the house for a new baby, a brand new human being coming to this place. You want to make sure it's like spick and span clean. And I actually had a cleaner come out and clean the house as well. Steam the floors and clean the oven and the refrigerator out. And I know that don't got nothing to do with the baby, but it's just like, you just want to make sure the house is clean top to bottom. So my daughter, that was November 1st. I'm calling Joanna. I'm whining about it. I go to sleep. I been had her bag packed because she was due November 9th. I went to sleep, and it's like 3 a.m. I get up, I go pee, everything is fine. I come, I lay back down. It's like I was asleep and I was having a dream. Like, there's this movie, like when the movie first come on, I'll put it right here with the little music so you can see, like, this is exactly how it sounded in my dream. Like, the stars was rounding about like that, and they were falling down, and I saw like a stream of stars, and now like all of a sudden my uterus just like tight. So after that happened, I felt the stream of stars. This happened like 5 a.m. almost 6. I literally just rolled over. I said, it's time. My boyfriend was like, all right. And he went back to sleep because we knew what we was in for this time. Like, when you get into labor, you want to try and sleep as much as you can, because you want to save energy for when you really cannot sleep for the labor. So I was trying to sleep as much as I can, and I did sound therapy, which I learned from my first pregnancy from Joanna for my second pregnancy. So what I was doing is, after the baby, after my son woke up and my boyfriend woke up, they got out of the bed, and I stayed in the bed. But I was just making this sound in my body to like use it as vibration to move her down into my birthing canal. And it's gonna sound funny, but I was basically doing like and if you do that, like, you'll feel like the vibration in your body, and like I was moving her down. Like, I was spiritually, like, in my mind, I was pushing her down. I was getting her ready to come on and to meet mama. So I was doing that. I did get in the tub a few times. I didn't get in the tub as much because she was ready. She was coming. So Nick was on it. When I tell you this man was ready, he got the baby ready. I already had my brother in place to get my son so he wouldn't have to be at the birthing center while I was trying to deliver his sister. So I had all my people in place, like, hey, it's time. I need you to come get the baby. Hey, it's time. Meet me at the birthing center. It's about to go down. So I had my crew ready. My bag was already packed. I already told him where it was. He was putting that in the car. He was feeding me fruit. And I think I had a ham, egg, and cheese sandwich, or bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich that morning. And I had some juice and some fruit. And my first pregnancy, I was like, no, I don't want to eat. But I made sure I ate this time because I wanted to have that energy. So if I didn't know how long this labor was going to be. So I made sure I ate. And after getting ready and getting the baby in the car, He had like towels and stuff on the seat because I told y'all I was in the car the first time, and I don't know what happened the first time. I forgot I left that out when I had my. So the first time when I had Jose, I probably did get like a little stuff on the seat. So he was like, not this time. So he had like, the seat was decked out. I wish I took a picture, but I was in labor, so ain't nobody got time for that. He had like a pillow and a towel on the seat, and I had my little nightgown on. I ain't had nothing on up under there because I came to handle business, and my little slides, okay, and my robe. It was November. It was cold outside. So we get to the birthing center, and this man driving regular. Let me just say this. He should have been like not doing the speed limit and GTA trying to get us there. No, he just regular driving. I didn't like that, but I'm gonna talk to him about that later. I already did talk to him, but I guess I'll mention it again if we have to talk about it again. But he was driving regular. I'm just screaming my little head off, and I had my feet up on the dashboard because really my daughter could have came out in the car. She really could have, because she was ready. Within the hour of me getting to the birthing center, so I talked to my midwife. You'll hear me say doctor, but Kathy would tell you real quick, I'm not a doctor. She's a nurse practitioner. She is a midwife, okay? So I called Kathy. I'm like, hey, this is what's going on. She like, okay, how far are you? I'm like 30 minutes. She like, okay, we're getting the room ready for you. Come on. So I must have not been going quick enough, honey. I think like 30, 40 minutes had already passed. Kathy was calling me back. She was like, where you at? I'm like, 15 minutes away. I'm going to pull around to the back. She was like, all right, bet. My sister was already parked in the back. And she looking at my location. She like, get here. So I get to the back of the building. It's already a nurse back there waiting with a wheelchair. I can barely get out. They wheel the wheelchair to the car. I get out. I feel like my inside's about to fall out. It's the baby. She coming. I sit down. They wheel me into a room. I get on the bed. I start taking everything off. I was like, I'm already knowing what I'm here for. And this time in my room, I actually had a bigger tub. And I'm like, I really want to get in the water this time for sure. I'm having this baby in the water. They're like, actually, no, you're so far like dilated and she's already coming. If you get in the water, you're going to slow your progress down. I'm like, oh, man, I want to have this baby in the water. So I get on the bed and I was laying on my back and I'm like, for some reason, your body will do what it do. Your body knows what to do. I just turned over, so my stomach was down and my butt was up. And that is how I end up having my daughter. Like, she came out like within an hour of us being there. And all I could say, I had a baby. I can't believe I had a baby. So it was a really good experience. Everybody was in there. Like, I had my daughter about 3:33. By 8:30, 9 o'clock, I was at home. They played no games. Like, you're going to get in there, you're going to have your baby, you're going to take your bath, you're going to relax. They're going to give you time to do your skin to skin, your first 2 hours. You're going to take a bath. They're going to weigh the baby, ask if you want to do the vitamin K, the eye drop, the little prick or whatever they got to do, for the state and stuff like that. And they be like, all right, what y'all about to do? And we got up out of that thing. So I went ahead and got up out of there, went home, and I'll show y'all some pictures of like when I first came home and my experience. But Medicaid paid for that. United Healthcare. So if you are able to get Medicaid, because I know Medicaid, it's like a lot of different things. You gotta either be going to school or like low income or like, it's different stuff. I don't work for the state, so I don't know what all requirements are, but that is how I got my birthing experience, my water birth, paid for. For Jose, I did get a chance to spend a lot of time in the tub. But I didn't do that for Mary. I didn't do that for Nori because she was coming quick. I'm glad y'all enjoyed my birthing story. I hope y'all did. Make sure you guys give me a like, a comment, and subscribe to my channel. Okay, this is the iPhone doing all that. That's not even an edit. So make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to know more in detail about how I was able to get these things paid for, comment below. Let's chit chat in the comments. This is just the first video to my mom series. The next video is on the way. Bye.